Hello, my name is Blake Baxter, and I'm the Media Relations Coordinator and Sports Information Director at Eureka College. Today, I'm joined by Shelby Chrisman-Forza, the head coach of the Eureka College women's soccer team, and we're here to catch up a little bit on what she's been up to and how things are going for the program. Shelby, it's really good to see you. How are you doing, and what have the past few months been like for you?
Hey Blake, they have been kind of hectic. We actually just moved, so we're in a new house. And other than that, it's just a whole lot of recruiting and trying to make sure that all the girls are on the right path via grades.
So, obviously, due to the pandemic, there wasn't a girls' high school season this spring. So, could you tell me how that affected the way your recruiting season went?
So with everything that is happening and everything, majority of being canceled, everything has moved online. Or if it hadn't been online previously, it definitely is now. So recruiting looks like a lot of film and communicating with different recruits that are looking for a new home. And a lot of that comes from different websites that have helped us recruiting. Other than that, everything it just kind of froze.
I'm guessing there was a lot of concern with how that was going to affect recruiting and their seasons for the players. So, when you talked to prospective student athletes this past spring, what kind of things did you hear from them?
A lot of things that I heard over the spring were that they were just really sad the season had ended early or didn't even happen. And that they're really excited and looking for a new place, to find and come fall. And that was like a really big thing for us was making sure that, they found the right home with us.
So, you're getting prepared for your second season at Eureka, and I know the first one had its share of trying times, but you also had some successes as well. So, how do you look back at your first season as a Red Devil?
I look back at my first season for us, and I just look at what we've started to build and really the culture and the foundation of what not only I want to see in the future, but what our girls want in a soccer program also. And that was really the main thing for our past season and something that we have continued, hopefully, to build on throughout this trying spring season come fall.
Well, Shelby, before you were here, you were an assistant coach at Piedmont College during a stretch of several years when the program had a lot of success. So, could you tell me a little bit about that experience and what you learned from it?
That experience was huge on a coaching level for me. I've been part of successful teams, but I've never been a part of successful teams on the coaching side. So I really got to learn what it takes to manage a large team roster, how tactical opponents are really, and what we have to, work on every time before we play a certain team. And really just the team dynamic, it was a family down there, and it continues to be a family down there since I'm still in touch with the current head coach. And that is what I've really brought and was taught is family is everything, and this team is a family, and we always have each other's backs. And I think that was the biggest takeaway from that program.
You also had a successful playing career at D2 Wingate University. Could you tell me about some of the highlights from your college career?
Some of my highlights are probably different from other people. I wasn't a starter my freshman or sophomore year. I really had to work for it. So honestly, my coach taught me, overcoming adversity no matter what, whatever situation I was in or where I was on, an active roster. It really helped me push to become who I am today and, really understanding the mental side of soccer, which I think is huge and I always try and touch on. And that for me was the biggest and hardest part being an international kid. I had no idea that soccer had this mental side until I was there. So the highlight is really after 4 years having a successful career my junior and senior year and really stepping up in big moments for the team.
You mentioned being an international kid, coming from North Carolina, from Toronto, Canada. Did you experience any culture shock when you first came to the US? And could you tell me what some of the biggest differences between the countries that you've encountered over the years?
I didn't experience a lot of culture shock. For the most part, we have very similar, countries. The biggest thing that I like really, really I'm upset about still is Tim Hortons is not around here. I love my Timmy's. Um, and another thing was plum sauce, which a lot of people haven't heard of. It's like a sweet sauce used for like chicken or pork or like especially chicken fingers. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I still get my mom to ship it to me sometimes, but really those are the only two shocking things outside of soccer that I can really, nail down for you. Otherwise, we're pretty similar. Even up here, I'm only a 9.5 hour drive away. So if I really want something or Tim Hortons, I could just cross the border or get closer to it. And Timmy's just happens to pop up around there.
You and I have had a lot of soccer conversations over the past year, and I know soccer has been a major part of your life for a long time. So, could you explain how you fell in love with the sport?
Well, I think my mom put it out the best. I tried everything. Ballet, gymnastics, and then, one day I saw like these people playing in a field and I was like, "Oh, I want to do that." And then, my uncle, I just remember like one of my earliest things is that in his basement all the way around, he had trophies from soccer and I was like, I think this is what I want to do. I fell in love with just, the game and how it's played when I was little. And now I've fallen in love in a different sense. It's really about helping all of the kids that touch our program be successful in what they want to do and finding all those different qualities that you need after college on the field in a fun environment. And that's really why I'm still in love with the game and I can't put it down.
So, last month you reached out to me and said you wanted to interview your mom on Mother's Day and talk to her about her influence and how that brought you to here today. And I thought it was a really cool conversation. So, for those who haven't seen it, how would you sum up how your mom helped shape and influence your soccer career and coaching career?
My mom, I guess the best way to sum it up is she's always been there. Every day I'm in contact with her. I remember even in college, if I had, you know, one of those rough days, I would call my mom and we would just talk about it and she would just listen. And even now, like after games, she is like one of the first people I still call. And I'm pretty sure girls can attest to that. But, her, her, she kind of centers me in a way. Like I feel like I get lost with all these different elements of coaching and team management and everything, but she just humbles me. And for that, I can't thank her enough.
So last year, you guys had a big win against Lincoln Christian in dramatic fashion, and you talked about how that was kind of you felt like a turning point for the program and what you were trying to do in your first year. I just wanted you to revisit that moment and tell me a little bit about what that means to you now, looking back at it.
That game, I don't think it just means anything to me. I think it means everything to everyone during that because it was one of those great sports moments where you just don't give up. And I had credit the girls because I cannot teach that. That's not something I can teach. They never gave up. We weren't even playing with a goalie. Abby was injured from a previous game and could not play in that game. So we had two people step up and we were playing 10 with 10 people only. So for us to like really grab that win, it just everything that we've been working on and overcoming adversity and never giving up, that's what that game was and that's what the game meant to us. And I can't wait to see that come fall again.
The season is only a few months away, but what's something that you're excited about for this fall?
I'm just excited to see everyone back on campus and actually get back on a soccer field. And I think everyone else that I've talked to on our team feels the same way. but I can't wait to get back on the field and see everyone.
Do you have anything else that you'd like to talk about or anything that you want to say to the Red Devil fans out there watching?
I guess I can't wait to see you come fall, no matter what that looks like. And I hope you're excited as I am, because I think we're going to have a really good, exciting year.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining me today, Shelby. Take care.
Thanks, Blake.